This is my presentation called Interactive Quizzes in Education. Interactive quiz is a dynamic online tool that challenges users with questions on specific topics or fun facts, leading to a personalized result based on their responses. Contents of the rather long presentation starts with an introduction, then three types of quizzes: scientific abbreviations using screen tip, then a series of MCQ interactive, and I arranged them in terms of difficulty. The first one is easier than the rest, and the last one is a bit difficult. Using interactive quizzes enhances education and is appealing for both students and teachers. The ability of students to work on the quiz independently and to try many times until they get the correct answer is an interesting practice to students where they learn in a comfortable environment. The following is examples, a series of examples of interactive quizzes that I developed for my subjects that are mostly related to water management. This particular one is a recording of a video from my YouTube. This teaser I made to promote our course on social environmental impact assessment. Abbreviations are used extensively in scientific writing, and in our area it is used also everywhere. Here we are going to use only 4 letters of the alphabets A, E, I, and S to make 3-letter and 4-letter abbreviations related to environmental assessment. For each letter we suggest 4 meanings. Then we use these suggestions to find the correct definition of 6 abbreviations. 3 of them are 3 letters and the other 3 are 4 letters. This background slide shows you that what we are using is initialism, which is a subset of the abbreviations. Why? Because we pronounce each letter individually. It's not an abbreviation or acronym according to this slide. The 4 letters are A, E, I, and S. For A, we have suggestions: agreement, assessment, agency, and affairs. For the letter E, we have environmental, ecological, evaluation, and Egyptian. For I, we have impact, indicator, integrated, and intensity. And for the letter S, we have sustainable, social, strategic, and screening. Then let us play abbreviations. We are going to use one example from the 3-letter abbreviations and one example from the 4-letter and the Egyptian abbreviation EEE. Here, if we go to this and then we play, we'll find that we have options here from the drop down. Therefore, if I use ecological, and here I use impact, and here I use assessment, it is still wrong because it's not ecological, it is environmental, and then I get the green correct sign, meaning that I captured the 3 proper words in the abbreviation. Then we go to this 4-letter abbreviation, play the same thing. Then for S, we can use strategic. For E, we can use environmental. For I, we can use impact. For A, we can use assessment. Again, strategic is not the proper word for S, it is social, and if I hit social, I get correct again. Now we go here, we come to the last abbreviation, the Egyptian one, EEA. We go to the abbreviation game. For the first E, we use Egyptian. For the second E, we use environmental. For the third A, we use affairs, and for the last A, we use agency, and we get the correct answer. I hope you enjoyed my teaser, and hopefully you will enjoy the course itself. Now, after we heard this YouTube recording, we go to the elevator quiz. That has to do with the screen tip. Here, when you travel to different countries, you use elevators in hotels, malls, residential buildings, etc. To reach your destination floor, you either press a number or letter, or more than one letter. Letters differ from country to country depending on language and culture, and this will be the purpose of the last quiz in this presentation. But this particular quiz tests for your ability to know where the letter inside the red circle will take you. And to make the quiz easy, I only used letters in elevators of English speaking countries. Here we have a capital G with a star, and then when we go with the mouse, we found that this is ground floor main entrance. For the capital M, if we don't know what it means, we go with the mouse and we found that M denotes mezzanine. Here we have RF. RF is roof floor, and PH is penthouse, and HC is health club. One of my funny students found this quiz difficult and said the only one I got is PH, and she of course she meant the hydrogen potential to measure alkalinity, because you see my Egyptian students have sense of humor. Here we have 3A. 3A is additional floor 3, and B stands for basement, and UO in some countries means upper ground floor. Here again the star, but this time beside L, meaning lobby main entrance, and L of course is lobby. Here is a capital C, and it means many things. It can mean casino, it can mean concourse, cockloft, or conference room. We finish with the elevator buttons. We go to the MCQ interactive series, starting with a simple one about world religions. You hit here and then you go. We have in this quiz 6 world religions, Buddhism, and I use abbreviations to facilitate the solution of the quiz, because the quiz depends on a photograph. And here this sentence relates each religion to water. It is poured and overflows into a bowl placed before the monks and the dead body. For Christianity, water is intrinsically linked to baptism. It symbolizes purification, the rejection of the original sin. Hinduism, morning cleansing with water is an everyday obligation. Followers must bathe before entering the temple. In Islam, before each of the 5 daily prayers, Muslims bathe their head, wash their hands, forearms and feet in an action called ablution. Here in Judaism, hand washing before and after meals is obligatory, and men attend ritual bath on Fridays and before large celebrations. Women before their wedding, after giving birth, and after menstruation. In the religion of Shinto, a ritual of purification with water restores order and balance between nature, humans, and the deities. Waterfalls are considered sacred in Shinto. Now we are going to play the interactive quiz by guessing which photograph belongs to which of the 6 religions here. Before going to the quiz, I brought this map that shows how the 6 religions are distributed on the geographical locations around the globe. Here is the rules of the game that will be repeated for every interactive quiz. If you get it right, you get a green check symbol, and then you go to the next slide. But if you are wrong, you get a red cross symbol, and you click go back to choose again from the list. These are the 2 slides, one for the correct answer and one for the wrong answer. Here we start the quiz with this photograph. For most people this is baptism, therefore if I click Christianity, I get correct. If I click again, I go to the next slide, and this shows Muslims doing ablution. Therefore if I click Islam, I get right, and then I go to the next. This may be a bit difficult. I know the answer, of course, but if you, for example, used Buddhism by mistake, you will get wrong. You push go back and you go back. Here you have to really look at the photograph, because this man here has his hair is combed in a certain way. Therefore this is Judaism. For the next photograph, we can look at the headbands and also the waterfall, and from the definitions before, we know that this is the Shinto. This also needs some thinking, and it shows people in front of a temple bathing before entering, and therefore this is Hinduism. This is a photograph of a monk pouring water, and therefore this is Buddhism. Therefore this is correct answer. And now we finished the water and religion quiz, and we go to another quiz which is very related to lakes in Egypt. Here we have an introduction saying that I divided Egypt map into 5 regions as follows: the Delta region, the Suez region, the West Egypt, the Fayoum, and the South Egypt in this map here. Therefore these are the locations. This is the Delta, this is Suez, this is South Egypt, and this is Delta. This is Karun Lake, and I called this Delta 1, Suez 2, 3 West Egypt, 4 Fayoum, and 5 South Egypt, and I put the numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 5 on the maps for clearer definition of the 5 regions. Therefore this is the definition of the correct slide and the wrong slide, as we did before. Here is it's called the Magic Lake, and this Magic Lake is located in one of these 5 regions. If I know the Magic Lake is in Fayoum, therefore this is the correct answer. Here is Lake Nasser. Lake Nasser, for this is behind the highest one dam and is in South Egypt, therefore this is correct. This is Lake Moeris. If you make a mistake, for example, and put it in Suez, you get wrong. You go back because this is again in Fayoum. Here is Lake Timsah. Lake Timsah, for those who are interested in Egypt, it is in Suez, correct? And this is Lake of Siwa. Siwa is a beautiful touristic location in West Egypt. Therefore, if I click on West Egypt, I get correct answer. Then I go to Wadi al-Rayyan lakes, and Wadi al-Rayyan, for most people, even, most of the tourists know that it is located in Fayoum. This is correct again. And this is Lake of Burullus. Lake of Burullus is one of the very important wetlands in the delta, and it is located in the delta, therefore this is the correct answer. Then we have Lake Mariot. Lake Mariot are one of the 5 northern lakes on the Mediterranean Sea, therefore it is in the delta, and this is correct answer. Great Bitter Lake, maybe this is a bit difficult for some people, but the Bitter Lake is around close to Suez, therefore it is in the Suez. Therefore this is correct. And last one is Bahrawy Lake. Bahrawy Lake is one of the cleanest lakes in terms of water quality, as you can see from the beautiful birds here, and it's located also in the delta. This is correct. Toshka Lakes. Toshka is located in South Egypt, close to the High Aswan Dam and close to the Aswan. We have Toshka Lakes, and we have the Toshka overflow here, therefore it is located in South Egypt. Therefore this is correct. Lake Manzala is one of the important Mediterranean lakes that is under treatment from the pollution, and now it is much better than before because the government gives a lot of attention to the health of these lakes, and it is located in the delta. And this is Edco Lake. Edco Lake also one of the 5 lakes in the delta. Therefore, if you hit delta, you get correct answer. Therefore, we finished now the Egypt lakes. We go to a bit different type of quiz about water bodies. Let us play water bodies. These water bodies, as you can see, I start with this beautiful paragraph, says oceans and lakes provide soothing sensory experiences. The sound of the waves crashing and the sight of water rising and ebbing combine to put our minds at ease. It puts us into a state of mindfulness, triggers positive memories and feelings, and helps us reflect on our lives. Beauty of studying water bodies. Studying water resources can be fun, and in this game you will see beautiful photos of water bodies from different parts of the world, and you have to guess which one by choosing from a list provided. To make the quiz easy, I know from literature that there are about 48 types of water bodies, but I only selected 19 of them to make the play simple. And this is a list of water bodies that we are going to choose from. They are 19 in number, and when we play here, again we repeat the 2 slides, the correct answer slide and the wrong answer slide. Here, to make it easy for people who is not aware of water bodies, I provided a definition here. This photograph is about reservoir behind the dam, therefore if I push reservoir I get the correct answer. This is it has a definition as artificial waterway, and this is a canal. This is a coastal area where fresh water from rivers or streams meets and mixes with salt water. For people who are aware of water resources management, is an estuary. This is correct answer. This is a large area or sea or ocean partially enclosed by land usually larger than a bay. Therefore, it's not a bay. It could be not delta, not lagoon, not sea, not spring, not strait. Let us look for pond. If I chose pond, it is wrong. Therefore, I have to look again for something different. Say, for example, lagoon is not the answer. Let us go for Gulf, and it's correct. Here is a shallow body of water separated from a larger body by a barrier, such a reef, sandbar, or island. Therefore, this could be a lagoon, and correct. This is a coastal body of water that is partially enclosed by land. If you look at the photograph and read this, you can see that this could be a bay, correct. This is a wet area dominated by herbaceous plants like grasses and reeds. Therefore, this could be a swamp. No, I go back, it's not swamp. Let us try wetland. Also, again, wrong. Therefore, let us see what marsh, and this is the correct answer. Here is maybe easy, a vast body of water that covers around 71%. This is, of course, ocean, and this is delta. This is harbor. And this is a natural source of groundwater that flows to the surface. Therefore, if you look here, spring, correct. Then this is a small, typically shallow body of still water. Therefore, I think, look if this is pond, correct. And here is a stream of river that flows into a larger body of water. Therefore, this could be tributary, correct. And this is sea, looks like a sea. And this is a narrow body of water that connects two large bodies. It may be difficult, but it is straight. Then at this particular thing, we can use here stream, correct. And this one is a wet area dominated by woody plants. Therefore, we look at the choices here. We use marsh, correct, not correct. Pond, not correct. We use a swamp, therefore swamp is correct. This is an area of land where water saturates the soil, either seasonally or year-round. I think this is a wetland, is correct. This one is a large inland body of water, typically fresh or brackish. I think this is a lake. And therefore, by doing this, we played the water bodies, and there are two quizzes about water bodies and two quizzes about elevators. Now we go to water bodies maps. This is a bit easier, and let us see water bodies. Here, the following maps of the world show distribution of several water bodies that we have seen in the previous quiz. And this is why we put it after the first one. And what we want to do is we like to guess from the map the type of water body. To make things easier, I repeated the definitions of delta, estuary, fjord, gulf, and harbor, lake, river, sea, and wetland, strait, and wetland. And these are the choices here. I will repeat again like I did before. This is a correct slide and this is a wrong guess slide. And let us see. By looking at this, they are all coastal stuff. I think this is estuary. It is correct. This looks very like river. This is correct. And these are seas. And this has to do with, it looks here, actually this note is important. Global inundation extent from multi-satellites down scales 15 seconds. I think this is wetlands. Correct. This one is close to sea, therefore I think this is fjord. Correct. And this one has to do with cities on the sea. I think this is harbor. No, not harbor. We can say this is estuary or delta. Delta, correct. Now we finish the water bodies maps. We go to the sustainable development goals. This is a must generic, one of the generic quizzes about how to discover which of the 17 sustainable development goals from the photograph. For each photograph, guess the SDG number and the short title. Answer should be in the form of table, slide number. This is not, this is for a different kind of audience, but what I want to say that this quiz had only 17 photos for the 17 SDGs, meaning that each photo for one SDG only, and SDGs are not repeated. Let us make a definition with the icons to the right side of the slide. The 17 development goals are summarized in one word. We go with one: poverty, then hunger, health, education, gender, water, energy, growth, innovation, inequality, cities, consumption, climate, oceans, land, peace, and partnership. And again, this is a correct slide and this is a wrong choice slide. Here it looks like life on land, correct. This is for, because I know the slide, this is inequality, I think. If we click inequality, correct. This is a lot of women, therefore we go to 5, which is gender. This is water, and this is a bit difficult, but it is hunger. And this of course is about energy, and this about growth and decent job, I think. And they are working in a lab for innovation, and this is how they get rid of waste. Therefore this goes for consumption, responsible consumption and production. And this is about climate change. And this is of course about cities, and this of course about health, and this is life underwater or oceans, and this is poverty, and this photograph has to do with peace, and the last, and this one is of course about education, because of the, we can use the elimination method to know that this is education. And the last one, this is the United Nations, and it's about partnership. Therefore we finish the SDG game, and then we go to the last quiz, which is ground floor quiz. I told you at the beginning that this is a bit difficult. Why? Because the buttons of the elevator is not for English speaking countries, it's floor quiz. The letter in the elevator button leading to ground floor change with country depending on culture and language. This simple quiz shows you letters for ground floors and you guess the country and language. Again, these are the two slides for correct and wrong answers. Here is GF is ground floor for United States, easy. Here is we have to guess. This is either Spanish planta baja. Then this is Germany, Erdgeschoss, and this is rez-de-chaussée, France, and this is Turkey, Zemin Kat, and here is a bit difficult. I think this is Italy, Piano Terra, and this is T. I think it has in Brazil, Terreio, and the D is Indonesia, in the Indonesian language Dasar, and BJ, I think this is the Netherlands by elimination, by elimination. Yes, it's Begane Grond. This is the end of the last quiz on ground floor. These are my concluding remarks. This a bit long presentation demonstrates the use of interactive quizzes using Microsoft programs. I have demonstrated 3 types of quizzes, including abbreviations, which is used in my environmental assessment course using Excel, culture and elevator buttons using screen tip in PowerPoint, and water management, SDG, and are also created using PowerPoint. The beauty of this is that other teachers can use the same tool to create their own quizzes.